G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of our Audio Heroes playthrough, so let's get at it. G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of our Audio Heroes playthrough. So today, what we are going to do is I'm going to talk about some team comps that I've thought of. I've had a lot of questions about team comps, especially in the Discord, and I thought, you know what? I think it's time. Let's do a video where I explain some of my favourite team comps. And the way we're going to do that is going to go into headquarters, which is going to go into our defense, so it has a nice clean screen. Okay? So, let's go into our defense. Alright. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 4 teams per faction. Okay? The reason why I'm going to go 4 teams per faction is because I'm going to pick a faction, okay, pick 4 heroes for that faction, and then 2 heroes from another one. Okay, so that's 4. And then I might go over some other stuff afterwards. Okay, so to start off with, we're going to start off with my favourite team. I do believe this is one of the best teams that you can run currently. Probably not the best team, but it's my favorite team, and it's just going to be standard right here, okay? This is what we have. We have Cassio, Morrigan, Maglov, Aaliyah, Hem, and Istana. Did I actually say it right? Did I say it right? Istana. Haha! I remembered this time. Alright, so the reason why I like this team is because... So we're going to start off with the new hero, Aaliyah. Now, the reason why I like it is because Aaliyah, for herself, for example, is a very good counter to just about any DPS unit in the back row. Because she jumps to the back row, she throws the smoke bomb down. Like, come on. She turns all the heroes around. There are particular heroes in particular, just to name a couple, being Winnie, Sinistina. Who else is she really good at countering that she turns around? Hey. Thank you. Right, now. Let's get back to this. Now, Aaliyah, yes, the reason why I like her is because, yes, she does counter heroes like Sinistina, Winnie, who else? You can say Astina as well. Like Fervin. Fervin's actually very good. A very good hero to count. Sorry, Aaliyah is a very good hero to counter Fervin. Right. All right. Astina, she's super strong, really good DPS unit. She does good CC, strong damage, and I believe she recovers energy. I believe. Let's have a look. Is it this one? Nope. Yeah, the souls of the dead enemy heroes will become stars, granting Astana, 35 energy. So she steals energy. That's so good. We got Maglov. I don't think you really need to know why Maglov is so good. He pulls people in, he pushes them away, he does stuns, he can take a lot of damage. He also absorbs damage from other heroes around him if you have his private item. So he's just a very good tank. We have Morrigan here. Very good healer. Good support unit. She has all of the dodge that you want for your team. She hasn't been nerfed to start with. Get on her. If you haven't, get on it right now. Awesome hero. We have Hem. Hem, great support. His ultimate is possibly one of the best ultimates in the game. Definitely, in my opinion, probably the best support ultimate in the game. Doesn't mean he's the best support in the game, but I would definitely say he's very close. You have Cassio here, who is very, very strong. I mean, that's a given. He does some of the most damage in the game. He's got a stun. He can be anywhere on the map. He dodges. His attack scales, like, is crazy good. Alright. So, next team that I was thinking of I don't have all of the heroes to be really doing this, but that's fine. We can have a look. If I have to go back into gallery, so we can do that, we'll do that. But we're going to go with Fervin. Fervin being a very strong DPS unit. We have Meave being a very good support unit within the Royals faction. We have Maglov, and then Aaliyah. Okay, now I chose Aaliyah again, literally just because she counters so many heroes. You're honestly going to see her in every single one of these teams just for that reason. She just counters everyone. Now we're gonna go work backwards. We started off with Mystic, so let's go to Travelers. Okay, so in Travelers, we have a tank, we have a support, we have a warrior and warrior and a DPS unit. Now what else could we use? Well, what I do believe is really good is a Raphael and a Kent. Now, a lot of people look at this and be like, that is too much tanks or too much support. It's really not. If you can protect this Fervin, that's why you have a Raphael, right? You have a Raphael and you put the Kent in front of Fervin. Now, the reason why I put Kent in front of the Fervin is because Kent is possibly the second best tank in the game, 100%. In my opinion. Maybe the best. Okay? Because he's got that fear. He's got that recovery and 80% magic damage reduction while he's repairing his puppet. Which makes him super, super strong. Couple that with Raphael and his CC being, I'm going to take one of your opponents, I'm going to use him against you, and I'm going to heal my team. But whilst I'm also doing that, if I'm in the back row, I'm reducing your HP. But if I am in the front row, I'm reducing your attack damage. So that is great. Now, we've spoken about Maglov and we've spoken about Aaliyah. So let's move on to Meave. Meave, in my opinion, is possibly a little bit overrated. And the reason why I say she's overrated is because, yes, although her heals are very, very strong, the main reason why people use her is for her AoE magic resistance. If you place her in the right spot, most of your team can get it. So if we were to swap these two around, most of our team is going to get this buff. But in doing so, Fervin is not protected. So we could do that. Swap it. He doesn't get the resistance, that's fine. Or she doesn't get the resistance, rather. That's fine. But Fervin is also a really good way to counter other royal teams. The reason why I say that is because Fervin has... it's not here. I have to go back to gallery. Okay, let's have a look. We're going to go to Fervin. We have to have a look because I need to show you. Crazy hero. She is very strong. Fervin down here. Now, I think it's this. Nope. Her attacks are more powerful. Yeah, it does more damage depending on how far away the champion is. This one. Yeah. So she just does a bunch of additional damage to heroes that she's further and further away from. The only issue about using her is if the enemy has a Jack, be careful. Jack normally goes for her straight away. Jack being a super strong hero in himself. So let's get our team back up here. So we went him, bang, and where are you, Fervent? So we're going to swap them around. Actually, we're going to leave them in the corner like this. Do that. We go back to our travelers. We go Kent, Raphael. That's not what I want. Thank you. Raphael, Kent. Okay, so we could have a team that looks exactly like this. And this would be good. Very good. She's further away. She counters other royals because she does a bunch more extra damage. Yeah? And shreds. She can shred the HPs. Ooh, jeez. You know what I mean? It's fantastic. Very good hero. Okay? Next one is we're going to look at a scavenger comp. with with our royals. So our royals that we're going to be using with our scavenger is probably we're going to use a Tesla, and we're probably going to use a Sarah. And then in here we will go Aaliyah, Maeve, Estina, and then Tessera. I like this team because you gain very good tank bonuses. You gain the royal bonus, obviously, because we're doing the 4 royal combo here. But you also have these really strong tanks that can really protect your team here, especially your damage dealer being Estina. You have a second damage dealer being your Aaliyah, right? And Sarah, a lot of people forget that she does a ton of damage. With her CC, she is absolutely phenomenal. So let's have a look. Yeah, so her ultimate, she does 6 blows, each inflicting 60% damage, and can trigger Get the Point. Get the Point excels at attacking weak spots, having a 20% chance to deal damage, extra 25% damage, and stunning them for 2 seconds. So that is fantastic. I mean, obviously at level 2 it's stronger. I think it's 40%. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it might be 40%. Very strong hero. Tesla. I have grown to love Tesla a lot more. The reason why I like Tesla so much is because even with an Aaliyah, if you put Tesla here with Aaliyah, Tesla is going to pull in the hero opposite him, okay? That hero will die very quickly, so Tesla's going to move up quicker, and he might even pull that backline hero forward, and in doing so, moving Aaliyah closer to the rest of the enemy team. And in doing so, she's able to do a lot more damage, yes? Because remember, positioning is very important within this game. If you don't position correctly, you will more than likely lose every single battle that you do. Okay, positioning very important, and it's very important not to get too discouraged. Okay, every time you fail something, that's fine. Redo it, have a look at your positioning, and think, what can I do with my team, and how can I reposition it? Now, what we're going to do is I'm just going to go crazy mode, and now what we're going to do is I'm going to go crazy mode, and we're just going to go with a full royal team. This is what my full royal team would look like. 100%. Without a fail. We all know why. You got good tanks. You have not only a good support, you have good damage, good support, tank. Like, I don't think anyone needs to know why these are so good. And I forgot to mention why Tessera is so good. Tessera is so good is because, look, she does no damage. No damage at all, really. But she is also possibly the tankiest unit in the game. 100% of the time. Because of her private item, which increases her resistances. Alright? So increases all of her resistances. So epic resistance at 19%, where it triggers more. Where is it? Epic resistance is this one. Epic resistance. Receiving damage grants Tessera a 14% chance to gain a shield for 4.5% of her maximum HP. Tell me that isn't strong. And I'll tell you, you're a liar. But that is my take on royal teams. Now we're going to start with Scavengers. Scavengers, in my opinion, are super underrated. They are some of my favorite heroes. And they also have the opportunity to counter royals. We've been seeing the royal meta, and it's very hard for a lot of people to really excel and do better within the game. So this is my take on a good team to destroy a royal comp. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with Ace. Ace, Cast Ham. Okay, I know, already sounds really weird. I have a Jack, because he does a bunch of damage. And we're going to have... who's going to work well? Yep. No. Sarah? Yeah, Sarah. Now we're going to our Mystic team. Our Mystics, we are going to use... Okay, I'm pretty sure everyone can see it. Look at all the CC within this team. And tell me it's not going to be Otter. And we want another good tank. Well, not a tank, sorry. A healer. Okay. So our healer is going to be Morrigan. Now we're going to put Morrigan in the front row here, right here. What this team is trying to do is we're not only just trying to deal a lot of damage, okay? We need to try and keep that Otter alive, right? Even if that means that Jack runs into the front row and dies. This team is about Otter, okay? You have Ace who comes in and shreds armor, right? So everyone does extra percentage damage for a certain amount of time, okay? I'm not sure how much that is. Let's have a look. I think it's this one. Ace's damage will bleed his enemy. No, it's his ultimate? Yes, it's his ultimate. That's right. This skill ignores dodge to start with, so good counter to Ajani. Okay? It does a bunch of damage, and that target takes 60% extra damage for 3 seconds. Now, I believe that's 80% at 10 star, which is absolutely fantastic. And he also has an extra crit chance, which is not bad. You can actually give him crit runes and he'll be very strong. I believe attack speed runes, attack speed gem, definitely better. But because of this, okay, all of our guys here are going to do so much more damage. We have Sarah. We know about her. She does a lot of stunning and a lot of damage. Okay, she's tanky. She gets in there, pop, 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 stuns them for a few seconds, and then you've got Ace, which can also do a lot more damage to these people. You have Morrigan being a very good healer, and very good at being a super strong support, giving people dodge and stealing energy. We have Jack, obviously, like I spoke about before, does a bunch of damage. He can move into the front row, which is okay, especially in this team comp, is okay, because we kind of want our Otter to be protected here. And his ultimate stuns. So we got stun, okay? Now we're getting into the juicy parts. This is where you really have to think about positioning. Castham, we have Castham in the team purely so he can die. How good's that? He heals pretty well, okay? He gains extra attack, he can heal a bunch, okay? But we have him in here because of the self-explosion program. He stuns everyone around him for, at 9 star, I think it's 3 or 4 seconds, okay? That's crazy. And then we have our Otter. That's Castham. Otter, hey, the reason why we have all of these heroes is just for Otter. And the reason for it is because of his curse will deal damage, having 30% chance to stun enemies. That's fine. That's more stunning, more CC. It is this one, is it? No, it is this one. Oh no, it is his last passive. Sorry, he deals an extra 25% additional damage to enemies that are stunned. Now we see where the team is. So we do something like this to protect our team. Okay. We want Castham to go in and blow up. We could probably have something like this, okay? Otter will go in after Castham dies or something. Probably something more along kin like this, okay? So, Castham goes in, dies, Otter comes in and starts dealing a bunch of damage. Like, tons of damage. Fantastic. And that's what we want. This team can counter Royals. Look at it. It shreds armor, right? Ignores dodge. And a lot of Royal teams currently, especially in the meta, have a lot of dodge, okay? And they have a lot of damage resistance. You take the damage resistance away with Ace, and you take away the dodge with Ace, okay? You can take away a lot of the damage resistance and their own CC by stunning them a bunch, right? And you can stop them from using their abilities by taking their energy away with Morrigan, okay? And in doing so, while everything is stunned, Otter will bounce around, do a bunch of damage, he will heal. It is an awesome team. I can't wait to actually try this team, but in theory, this team works. Next team. We have... Okay, so we're going to go with Jack. We're going to go with one of my teams that I'm using currently. Actually, take out the Lilith. Lilith is useless. Sorry, this is the team that I'm currently using, okay? We're going to throw in, where's Winnie? Okay. And another hero I would put in this is probably Raphael. Because we need a healer. We need something that can help keep the team alive. There we go. This is the team. Most people have seen this sort of team on my other account. I don't have a Raphael that's leveled up, so I'm not using it. But Raphael can be very, very strong, especially in the back row here, because you've got 3 tanks which are going to take and absorb a lot of damage, okay? And he's going to reduce everyone's HP. Awesome. Okay? Winnie knocks people's back with her auto attack, and her ultimate also reduces everyone's attack speed and movement speed by 85%. That is insane. Couple that with Tesla, who pulls the enemy in. Winnie pushes the enemy back, which means Tesla is going to automatically grab that hero and pull him in again. Now, you also have his ultimate ability, which does explosions of lightning around him, okay? That chain lightnings across all, well, I think it's 3 or 4 enemies. I think it's 3 enemies, actually. And it has a chance to stun them within a 6-second window. Awesome. That is great. He's a very strong hero. And we know about Sarah going pop, 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 pop. We have Jack, who is our main damage dealer in this team. Although Winnie does get very close to Jack's damage. 100%. What else do we have? We have... OCAT. OCAT is awesome. I don't care what anyone says. I love this hero. I love his design. I love everything about him. Okay? What I didn't realize for a long time, which I did on my other account, is he excels at having a crit gem. Absolutely, because of Bloodlust Axe, right? Triumphant Surge, right? Which every time he crits, whenever he does crit damage, dealing damage, makes it possible that when he crit strikes, dealing damage in the next 2.5 seconds will also restore that much health. So he's got a lot of self-healing within that. And then, you know, Rampage Wavering, which coupled with his private item is awesome. Alright, which can trigger up to 4 times, and he's got the stun on his ultimate. You know, he's a very half-decent tank, very half-decent damage dealer, healer. He's like the in-between, which is really, really cool. Okay? The next team that I want to look at is we're going to have a look at a Royal Scavenger team. So, as always, Aaliyah. I know, everyone's going to be sick of seeing it. Every single time there's going to be a Royal, there's going to be an Aaliyah. I'm telling you right now. And Meave. Okay, we're going to run a Jack. We're going to run a Tesla. We're going to run a Sarah. And we're going to run a Luna. Now, this one is a little weird. I like the Luna. Luna isn't a bad hero, okay? But she's not really a good hero. But in a team like this, where your team is pretty well good at surviving, let's do this, okay? So while your team is pretty well good at surviving, it's a very easy team to build, sort of, because I know there are 4 legendaries in it, but there are 2 commons in it that are very easy to build, and they're super strong, both of them. Luna is good because she can also give your team damage, healing, and attack speed. The issue is it's random. that's where the thing comes in with Luna. She is a very strong hero, but she's very RNG based, right? So you might lose a fight because of positioning, but sorry, not because of positioning, but because of her RNG. You could redo the fight in the exact same position and you will win because her RNG is giving you more attack speed or more damage or just more healing to your heroes. We've spoken about Jack, we know about Aaliyah, Tesla, Sarah, and Maeve. In this team comp, I believe this is very good. Maeve can help protect the Luna. Maeve can also help protect the rest of your team by keeping them healed. Aaliyah, just a counter pick, super strong, great to distract the enemy. And now we're going to look at a full scavenger team, which is going to be Jack, Tesla, Sarah. We're going with OCAT. We're going to go with the cast ham. Okay, because you need some sort of healing, and same with the Luna. Okay, the cast ham is good because you get extra CC. That's another thing a lot of people forget about Scavengers. Scavengers have some of the most powerful CC in the game. Okay, I think Travelers might have the most broken CC in the game, but second to that would most definitely be Scavengers. Whereas Mystic would probably be the worst. Okay, but Mystic also has some of the best supports in the game, so balanced out. Okay, now the reason why we have this team is because you have Carstam, he can heal. Luna, she can heal. Carstam, you got the stuns. Sarah stuns. Tesla stuns. OCAT stuns. Jack stuns. Jack damage. Luna can do a bunch of damage. Sarah can do a bunch of damage, so can OCAT. They can all tank very well. This is a fun team as well if you just want to go with one faction. Okay, plus with the Scavenger bonus giving you 24.5% extra attack speed. Great. Next faction, Travelers. I believe Travelers is going to be the hardest, but we're going to look at a Valkyrie team. So we go Valkyrie, we go with Kent, we go with Raphael, and Winnie. Okay, so we have two damage dealers, we have a tank, and we have a healer. Okay, we're going to come over to here. Thank you. We're going to come over to here. We are going to take, out of here, we're going to get Sinistina. And the new champion. Now, this team is really strong. With Valkyrie, she is underrated. And I'm not going to say that she is great. I'm not going to say that she is bad. Although I have said she's bad in the past. This sort of team is very strong, especially with her ability to bring ghosts back. Okay? You can pop her in the back line like so. Okay? Like this. And anyone who dies and she walks past them, she will bring them back to life and they can use an ability once, I believe. Which means Sinistina, she'll go, cool. Ult, die, ult, come back, ult, and then possibly ult again. I'm not quite sure if she does the fourth ult when she dies as a ghost, but even 3 is insane. You know, like, this is a comp that's built around keeping Sinistina alive, right? You have an Ophelia sitting in front of Sinistina. Ophelia can become immune. She can also grab a hero and CC them so they can't do anything, so she does a bunch of damage to them. But that also means that you can have Sinistina sit there and just plant AoEs on top of them. Heaps and heaps of damage. And not only that, she also burns the ground, so she can do a bunch of damage that way. Now, I know for a fact that a lot of people are upset about where I put Sinistina in my tier lists. Okay, and the reason for it is because you've got to be very specific with the teams that you build. Okay, like this is a specific team you build around Sinistina. Okay, the reason for it is because a hero can come close, he can charm it. Okay, but he can also heal her. right? Even if she does die and get countered, Valkyrie can bring her back so you don't lose her ultimate ability still, okay? You still get a couple of those AoEs off. We all know about Winnie with her CC with knockbacks and whatnot, and her slows and attack speed decreases. And we have Kent as well, being a super tank with fears and whatnot. Alright. Our next team comp. Ooh, lag. Our next team comp we are going to look at is with Scavengers. Okay. Alright, so with this team, I believe this is super strong because you have very good tank abilities with the Kent and the Tesla. We have the CC abilities and heals from the Raphael. We have our shredding from Ace, who can also help counter our Royals that are currently top meta at the moment. We have Swordsman. We're going to call him Swordy Man. Swordy Man. Sword, like lots of swords. Swordy Man. Okay. Someone can correct that if they like. But we have him and Alice. Now, the reason why we have him and Alice in there is because his abilities are actually really, really strong. Okay. With his passive here, giving physical steals, gaining him HP and crit damage. Okay. I think it's actually this one. With his health falls below 35%, he gains 20% attack speed. He gains 250% attack speed for 2 seconds when he crits. And he does damage and does a bunch of attacks and within 4 seconds. Like, he's a very underrated hero as well. Very strong. Super good in the meta currently. Great at destroying the ghost ship. I'll tell you that right now. And Alice, the reason why I put Alice in here instead of Winnie, and you can swap either Alice or Winnie around in my opinion. And the reason for this is because I think in this team comp, Alice does more. Because you kind of don't really want to knock people around too much. You've already got Tesla pulling people around and doing that anyway. And you have Raphael moving people around. What Alice does is she plants tentacles down, and those tentacles do a bunch of damage. And then she can ult and chop and do a bunch of burst. Okay, so she is a very bursty hero. She doesn't need attack speed. She needs to be able to do a bunch of damage. She needs heaps of AD. Okay, so that's what I believe is a very good Scavenger Travelers team. Now we're going to look at a Royals Traveler team. Easy. Leah, like always. And we're going to go with Maglov. Now the reason why is because you'll find that there are certain staples in most of these teams that heroes are in. Sorry. So we go Kent, Raphael, we have Winnie, and we have our Swordman here. Now, we have a lot of damage on this team, but at the same time, we also have a lot of CC, and this is how I would stack this team, maybe? Nah, probably still like this. Remember, Aaliyah, you can always put her in the front row if you like, but she's always just going to jump to the back, okay? Maybe you might want to do this so Swordman doesn't get destroyed at the very start, because he is squishy. But if he moves forward in between Maglov and Kent, you're going to have the fear and you're going to have the pull and knockbacks from Maglov. Like, he becomes super protected. So does Raphael and so does Winnie. Okay, guys? This team comp is possibly one of my favorites. 100%. This is really, really cool. And the last one is going to be Just Travelers. And the Just Traveler team is going to look a little bit like Ed. Yeah, you could put an Ed in. A Baron. Yeah, you know what? Ed's not bad. He's not bad, really. But this is how I would run this team. like this. He is a very underrated tank as well, but I don't think he's a very good tank either. But in saying that, he is also a better option than, you know, Hatman here. Hatman? Where are you, Hatman? You know, there are better heroes to use. I mean, even if you wanted to, you could run like 2 Kents, but I wouldn't recommend that. That's crazy talk. But here we've got our heroes here that we will use in a full traveler team. Full traveler teams aren't bad. You get a lot of leech life. Okay, you can swap, you know, heroes out for other things. I mean, I probably wouldn't do a full traveler team like this. I'd probably swap him out for like a Hem, and maybe put Hem like that, because Hem will help with this team. You don't need to be super tanky, because the amount of damage you have on this team is phenomenal, and CC. So you put like a Hem in there and it can really turn things around. And last but not least, we have our Mystics. Now, our Mystics are a little bit more difficult, because there's so much more you can do with Mystics. There's a lot of versatility, except for you. You go away. I don't like you. But we're going to start off with Staple Team. Staple Team, we're going to put an Ajani in. We're going to put Morrigan in. And it's very important these two are next to each other. We're going to put Hem in. And we need a damage dealer. Sinistina. Okay. And we're going to our travelers here. Come back. Thank you. We don't need any more support. We have 3 support. We need tanks. Okay, so we're going to go with a Kent. Alright. Ajani kind of doubles as a tank. So in this point, you can really pick something else as a damage dealer. I actually quite like the Winnie in this. So Winnie helps with CC. She can push the enemies away, like we've already said plenty of times. If someone wants to put a counter down in the comments below how many times I've said push back, push back, push back, that's what she does. I mean, that's literally why we have her in the game. She does a bunch of damage and she pushes people back. We have Kent, obviously being a super strong tank here. We have Ajani at 10 star, can give your whole team a bunch of dodge. You have Morrigan that can give your team dodge and steal energy. You have Hem that can silence the enemy, which is the main reason why we use Hem, to silence the enemy. And you can keep him in the front row like this if you like, or you can swap these two around, because Hem also has an ability that allows him to heal once. Where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, one time. Yeah, when his health falls below 30%, he regains 30% health and gains attack speed. Cool. That is cool. Alright. He is a fantastic hero, fantastic support. Probably my second favourite next to Morrigan. Alright. Next team we're looking at. Now, for a Mystic Scavenger team, this is what I want to run. These two, we're going to go with Morrigan, Ophelia, Hem, Otto. Reason why I'm going with a team like this, yes, I could use more range DPS. And if you wanted to do that, you would take possibly Hem out and put a Sinistina in. Or even an Asher. Okay, but I'd probably put the Sinistina in instead if you're going to put another range DPS unit. But preferably, I like this one. And the reason why I like this one is because Morrigan doubles as a tank. Okay? Not only does she give dodge and she heals and does all this stuff, she also doubles as a tank. So think of her as a support tank, a little bit like a Ajani. Okay? We have the cast Hem in here for heals, little small heals around him, but we have him in there for the stun, okay? We have a lot of stuns going on in this team, so Otter gets a lot of damage off. We have Hem, which can also increase Otter's damage by giving him more attack speed, okay? More attack speed. Very important. And we protect the Hem with the Ophelia, right? We want the Carstam to go out there and die. We don't particularly want Jack to die, but that's why we keep him next to the Morrigan, because then Morrigan gives Jack her passive, which gives him dodge, which is what we really want, okay? I believe this is a very strong... I think this is probably a team that can counter most teams, really, because it's got really good CC. The healing is a bit subpar, but that's fine. That's fine. We got good tanks. We got good DPS. We have a way to get to the back line. Yeah, this is a pretty good... And with the Hem, which also silences 2 people or 3 people. 2 people, I think it is. Is it this one? Random 2 enemies? No. Where is the one that tells him about his auto attacks? Ah. He additionally attacks 2 random enemies that deal 40% of his attack. Okay, yeah. So he silences people. He can silence up to 3 people at a time. That is awesome. So he silences, you know, you got stuns, you got dodges, you got healing, you've got immunity, and it's a very strong team in my opinion. Next team is going to be a Royals Mystic. As always, Aaliyah. I know, actually, I would, now that I'm thinking about it, I would probably put Aaliyah into S+ tier. But in this team, we're going to go with Cassio. Okay. We're going to go with Ophelia, because we need a tank. Morrigan, because we need a healer and a tank. We're going to go with Otter, because we get that extra attack bonus. Right? And we want something like... Hem. I know Hem's in every team comp so far, but we need range DPS. This is a perfect Sinistina team. We pop Sinistina in the top here. It seems weird because she's the only one in the back row here. Morrigan kind of sits there too. Now, the reason why we have a team like this is because CC and CC, super damage, caster. He comes in, stuns the whole team. Otter can do a bunch of damage to their whole team. You have Aaliyah who's already in the back row. Cassio gets in the back row, super easy. You have Ophelia here. Actually, I would probably say you want to put Ophelia in front of Sinistina to keep Sinistina alive, because she's also going to be probably your main source of damage on this team. Although Cassio and Otter and Aaliyah all do a lot of damage, Sinistina is going to be the one that's going to do the most, because a team comp like this, you're going to clump the enemy together. Actually, you know what? Just because of that reason, I would take Cassio out and put a Maglov in. You can actually probably have either. But Maglov, this gives you 2 tanks. Maglov will grab the enemy team, bunch them together, and Sinistina ult. Straight on top. Bang. And then Otter can do a bunch of damage to them. So maybe put Maglov here. So, yeah, Morrigan protects. Yada, yada, yada. That is fantastic. Actually, that's a really cool team. I'm going to have to build these heroes so I can try this one out. I think this one's going to be very strong. Maybe if I drop in ranks, maybe start of next season, I might try this team. We'll see what we do. But this seems really, really strong to me. And last but not least, we have the full Mystic team. A full Mystic team looks much like this, in my opinion. Okay. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. Like that. Yeah, like that. The reason why I have a team like this is you get a little bit of CC from the Ophelia. You have a bunch of damage from 1, 2, 3 heroes here. You have good support. Like, you got 2 of the strongest supports in the game on this team. Like, what can go wrong, really? I mean, I'd probably swap these 2 around so more people get the Morrigan bonus, which is fantastic, which is what you want. You have your immunity from Ophelia. You have your damage from Cinecina, like I said. You have your stuns from Otter, who can also do a bunch of damage to people who are stunned, and he can heal himself. Morrigan heals, gives everyone dodge. You have Hem, who gives silence, who gives attack speed, CC control, everything you want. And then you have Asher. Now, Asher, I believe, is a little bit underrated, but she's not the worst hero, not the best, but she does do a lot. So Asher burns the enemy ahead with flames, dealing 100% damage, igniting them, and inflicting 20% of her attack as a dot for 3 seconds. Not bad. This is at 5-star. So at 10-star, I think it's a lot more. It's a lot more. I can't think of it right now. We have her second ability, which she burns enemies within 250 range, inflicting damage 10%. So she's a dot dealer. She's a dot damage dealer, okay? This is her Heart of Ash, so when she dies, she comes back. And then Blazing Spirit, so she gains extra health and attack. This ability here makes Asher at 9-star super strong, okay? And the reason for it is because of her dot abilities actually work off her percentage attack. So it's worth getting her to 9-star. I want to get her to 9-star myself. But, like I said before, pick your favorite heroes, use your favorite factions, and do it like that. These are just faction teams. I would like to do a video soon enough talking about different... hold on, let's have a look here. If I go like this... different... what are they... What do we call those? Because we got factions and we got... I don't know. Class. Class. That's what it is. Class. So you have your class and your faction. So I want to make a video soon very much like this, but this is going to be more about classes. Not about factions, okay? And how you can get around and do a lot of different teams and whatnot than what people are using. Remember, yes, the meta is Royals currently, but you can beat them. You just got to really, really, really look into it. If you go into the Discord channel, the Auto Heroes Discord channel, we have a lot of very good players there who are putting up different team comps on how we can push a Royal meta away from the game. Well, at least not away from the game, but at least make it not just Royal Heroes we're seeing in PvP. Alright guys, well you have yourself a good one. Thank you very much for watching my video all the way to the end. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up. I got more content over there, and I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Cheers.